Hello everyone, I'm Prajakta. I lead product management for networking, telco, and edge at Google. I'm going to start by taking you back to 2007. When Google entered the mobile market with Android OS in 2007, it shaped the industry in a fundamental way. At the end of 2010, Android OS became the world's largest smartphone platform. Google did this by envisioning and building an open platform that benefited not just itself but also telcos, device manufacturers, application developers, and end customers. Android became successful because it offered three key elements: Android as the common platform with open interfaces, its ability to run on a variety of devices and form factors ranging from cell phones to laptops to TVs, and most importantly, monetization for the entire Android ecosystem through apps built on Android and run on a variety of devices. As an industry, we need an Android like strategy for 5G LTE edge computing to enable and empower the entire ecosystem to tap into the benefits and monetization. At Google, we call this strategy Global Mobile Edge Cloud or GMEC strategy. GMEC has three key elements. First, a portfolio of 5G Edge solutions. At Google, for example, we are building a portfolio of 5G LTE Edge solutions with telcos, partners, and open source organizations like ONF. Second, a common modular platform with open interfaces. We are providing Anthos, an open cloud-native platform to help you build, deploy, and securely manage these new network-centric 5G LTE Edge solutions anywhere. We envision deploying these 5G solutions on a global distributed edge. Now let's talk about the 5G connected edge ecosystem, which includes enterprises, telcos, public cloud providers like Google Cloud, partners including vendors and SIs, and open source organizations. Now, what enterprises really care about is digital transformation, differentiated user experience, and savings. They want infrastructure takeout from enterprise locations, but without impacting user experience. And in a pandemic-stricken world with obviously slashed budgets, enterprises want to defer capex-heavy investments for their premises by leveraging edge and cloud. For a different set of use cases, enterprises want local control, local access to data, and local decisions for real-time ops. They want low latency and/or high bandwidth for real-time apps like gaming and media, and also for edge AI. Now for telcos, the 5G connected edge is a part of a broader telco transformation to Telco Cloud. Telcos are looking to modernize their IT and networks and to build new revenue streams. They want to monetize connectivity, network edge, spectrum, services, and other assets. They want to grow new enterprise businesses outside of core business, and they also want to monetize 5G as a business services platform. 5G connected edge is very important to Google Cloud as well. It helps us bring Google Cloud and our other value adds close to the end user, but while preserving a consistent user experience with a multi-cloud Anthos platform. 5G connected edge solutions are also key to driving new revenue streams and innovation at Google. Now, how can we as an ecosystem monetize 5G connected edge as a business services platform? Let's start with looking at the four key elements of 5G connected edge solutions. First is the edge. So where are you going to go deploy these applications? Second is platforms. This includes hardware, accelerators, fleet management, container and service orchestration and management. The third is enterprise and industry vertical solutions. For example, the solutions for retail, manufacturing, gaming, agriculture, and more. The last and the important bit is go-to-market and monetization, which is really about taking these solutions to the market and building a business around them. Let's talk about the first element, the edge. Now, there is no one edge, and whatever platforms and things we deploy need to work across a global distributed edge and cloud continuum. For example, you have the enterprise edge, and examples of this are branch office, stadium, retail stores, warehouses, mining locations, hospitals, and more. Then you have the telco network edge and Google POPs, and you can also have third-party edges. What we really need is consistent, open, scalable, resilient network and services platforms that can work across telco network, cloud, and edge. Now, there are three key technologies that are important to consistent cloud-native network and services platforms. The first is for container management. Everybody is familiar with Kubernetes, which is the de facto industry standard. And at Google, we have the fully managed Google Kubernetes engine. The second technology is Service Mesh. So we have Istio as open source Service Mesh, and then Google Cloud has Traffic Director and Anthos Service Mesh as open Google Managed Service Mesh. The third is serverless. For example, we've got open source Knative, and then we have the Google Managed Cloud Run. But each of these preserves the open interfaces. Now, Anthos from Google Cloud is an interesting example of a consistent cloud native platform. It layers container management, service management, and serverless, so you can use the layers that are important to you. Anthos couples these with policy and config management, plus CI/CD, observability, analytics, and automation. It preserves the open interfaces and APIs for Google managed layers. You can use Anthos anywhere, on-prem, Google Cloud, in AWS, and more. Anthos continues to evolve rapidly to support new telco and edge use cases. Now, all of you know about Kubernetes, so instead, let me add a note on Service Mesh. Service Mesh is a key paradigm for 5G telco network as well as for 5G connected edge solutions. Use cases include traffic control, pervasive security and observability, cross-region failover and overflow, especially for the edge, multi-cluster, region, cloud, and multi-edge services, the cap crow drain strategy for VM container migration, and of course for 5G core service-based architecture. There are many, many more use cases. And Service Mesh itself will need to continue to evolve as a paradigm to support telco and edge use cases. Since we don't have much time, I've linked one of the Service Mesh Con videos, which has more information. Now, in addition to service management platforms like Anthos, which provide container and service management and automation, we need fully integrated and fully managed stacks which bundle hardware, OS, CPUs, GPUs, and multi-cloud platforms like Anthos. We call these stacks GMEC-compliant platforms. They provide the ease and experience of a box, but without lock-in. These platforms should be ideally capable of running both network functions and edge computing for 5G connected solutions. We spoke about the edge and GMEC-compliant platforms, but what solution should we build? So, based on our conversations with many of our enterprise customers, we identified the initial set of solutions to build for enterprises and industry verticals that all of us can productize and monetize in the next 1 to 2 years. So first of all, we provide a GMEC compliant platform which can be used at the telco network edge, Google POPs, and customer edge to run apps and workloads. Note that the stack will include hardware, OS, GPUs, and in the future TPUs, Anthos, remote fleet management, and more, but these are not closed boxes or proprietary appliances. This means that their form factor and specs can be customized by solution while maintaining the Google Cloud experience delivered through Anthos. In addition to edge computing, we are also developing and packaging solutions in 4 categories with telcos and partners. First is the private 5G LTE solutions. We call them connected solutions. The second is smart edge solutions, which are deployed at telco, network edge, and Google POPs. Third is around media and gaming. And the fourth category is effortless edge. Now let's talk a bit more about these solution categories. Private 5G LTE brings the 5G LTE stack and edge computing to customer premises to help build out a dedicated network. A private 5G LTE network leverages localized micro towers and small cells, along with other network functions like packet core, to provide coverage and connectivity. In short, it functions much like a scaled-down version of a public cellular network for the enterprise's use. Private 5G LTE can be based on licensed, unlicensed, or shared spectrum. We will build and deliver private 5G LTE solutions with telcos and partners and use CBRS spectrum in the US and other geo-specific spectrum, as well as telco spectrum. This category delivers solutions like connected warehouse, connected manufacturing, connected mining, connected venue, and connected learning. The second set of solutions is Smart X. So for example, smart retail, smart airport, smart transportation. This is about bringing cloud and cloud capabilities closer to the end user, say at the telco network edge, or complementing it with Google POPs. Solutions like smart cities are often smart connected, which means they leverage both private 5G LTE on customer edge and edge computing at telco network edge or Google POPs. Our third category is media and gaming, which includes content delivery and solutions for media and gaming companies. We leverage many of the technologies that we built for Stadia, our low latency born in the cloud gaming solution, and also bleeding edge platforms from Google around AR and VR. The last one is effortless edge. And that's really about abstracting out all of the edges and services from enterprise, telco, partner, and Google developers and presenting simple outcomes based interfaces and controls to them. So imagine instead of saying run my workload in a specific edge, you could simply specify latency, geos you want to serve your content in, and then have your workload easily and automatically get deployed across one or more edges. That's the experience we want. Now, I want to add a note on the process to build these solutions. To ensure that these 5G connected edge solutions that we all develop actually solve real business problems and deliver the three E's, which is experience, economics, and ease of use, we need to define and build these in a triad. So, for example, we include the end customer and we also layer in ISVs, content providers, MSPs, SIs, and device providers as needed. The core team to develop a 5G powered smart retail solution, just as an example, would be a triad comprised of a telco providing 5G network edge and other services, Google Cloud providing cloud edge computing and AI ML capabilities, and the retailer defining the business problems that need to be solved and validating the solution. And of course, the rest of the ecosystem also plugs into this. Now let's look at a few 5G connected solutions. Take the case of smart retail deployed in telco network edge or Google POPs. So we looked at many industries and we picked retail, first of all, due to the sheer amount of transformation the retail industry is going through. This transformation has accelerated due to the coronavirus pandemic, whereas retail stores open, they not only need to attract shoppers back to the store, but do so in a safe manner. And at the same time, their budgets for infrastructure have been slashed, which means they need capex light models with low upfront investments. So, our vision for 5G powered smart retail is about bringing shoppers back to brick and mortar stores without retailers needing to spend significantly upfront. And in parallel, using 5G and AR VR technology, we also want to bring the next gen virtual retail stores to wherever the shoppers are, in their homes, on the streets, or in businesses. Now, edge AI, ML inference, augmented analytics, these are the types of technologies that are very critical to delivering new contactless retail experiences. So examples include seamless contactless and cashierless checkout experiences, shrink reduction, store monitoring and management. So for example, let's say occupancy monitoring and inventory management. And we at Google Cloud have a variety of technologies to help deliver many of these capabilities. So let's look at how Google Cloud and AT&T came together to solve these challenges for a leading retailer in the US. Now, this retailer wanted to take infrastructure out of the store and leave only endpoints like video cameras behind. The first application we tested was real-time queue management. Now, it starts with a video camera monitoring the checkout line at the cash register. It is streaming the video feed in real time through a 5G modem in the store. Now, through the modem, the video feed travels over the 5G connection to an AT&T Edge location hosting the 5G network. AT&T 5G network edge receives all 5G traffic. The software there intelligently sends the retail store traffic to the Google GMAC platform that is deployed in this edge. Now, what's on this Google GMAC platform? First of all, the Google GMAC platform comprises of servers, our edge fleet management stack, and Kubernetes. We run an AI ML application for the retail stores as containers on a Kubernetes cluster on this edge application stack. This AI ML app runs machine learning inference on the incoming video feed and detects how many people are in the line at the retail store. If that number crosses a certain threshold, a notification to open another cash register is sent back to the store over the same low latency 5G path on which the video feed came in. In addition to this, the AIML app also sends metadata about this and other events to Google Cloud. At a later time, Google Cloud securely processes this information to provide insights to the retailer. Also running in Google Cloud is the model training for the customer's data set. With Google Cloud's sophisticated AIML product suite, we can easily train and deploy highly accurate models for any applications anywhere. So as you can see, The application is running in a hybrid fashion, and this architecture can easily be extended to the whole suite of applications for smart retail. All the latency sensitive processing, for example, video or image ML inference, happens at the network edge, while all the non real time components like model training and data analytics run in the cloud. Let's talk about another extremely important area of 5G connected edge solutions, the private 5G LTE space. Let's talk about this through an example of connected warehouse. Now, the previous solution highlighted how Google and AT&T enabled running workloads and applications at the network edge. There are many cases, however, which may require running workloads at the customer's own edge. These requirements could be single millisecond latency for machine-to-machine communications, data confidentiality, or in some cases, it could even be lack of reliable or insufficient internet connectivity. These are typically larger industrial locations like manufacturing facilities, distribution centers, warehouses, mines, oil rigs, but could even be human-dense places like university campuses, airports, or stadiums. These places benefit tremendously by having a private or local 5G LTE cellular network. AT&T provided its MEC solution to address this need. It provides low latency, highly reliable, scalable, and highly available carrier-grade 5G connectivity to bring all the digital properties in those spaces to life. With the entire space now connected, Google brings the same GMEC platform that I described earlier to bring cloud-grade computing to the customer's edge. Take the case of connected warehouse. There are use cases which require ultra-low latency, like, for example, dynamic forklift routing or real-time hazard detection. In these use cases, video feeds from the forklift or the assembly line are transmitted over the private 5G radio network to the MEC box running the private 5G network functions. The video traffic is broken out and is sent to Google Cloud's GMEC platform that's located right next to the AT&T MEC infrastructure at the warehouse. The video machine learning based inference happens on the GMEC platform, and the response is sent there all back in real time. Of course, all the non-real-time components of the application can continue to run in the cloud, assuming they meet compliance requirements. Now, broadly as an industry and for this space, there are many unsolved problems to move these POCs to full-blown businesses that are built around private 5G LTE. Let me describe a few of the key issues that we need to focus on for private 5G LTE. First of all is more disaggregation of the private 5G LTE or the private MEC stack, and also to ensure that they have open interfaces to deliver the ability to run components where optimal. Second is we need to make these private 5G LTE stacks more cost effective. So I'm talking about the packet core and the RAN. And we need these stacks to be enterprise sized, including the network function, and not telco network sized. The third thing is we need GMEC compliant edge platforms. Like I described before, they offer edge computing consumable like cloud with low toil for the end user, but they also have modularity and openness to avoid lock-in. One related thing is we also need to build blueprints around how enterprise customers should think about spectrum. So maybe the spectrum usage based on the geos, and also how to easily and nicely integrate spectrum management tools like Google SAS and our network planner. Another important area is rationalizing the various go-to-market models, including go-to-market that's telco-led, Google Cloud-led, enterprise-led, and also there's the whole area of neutral hosts. And last but not the least, the delivery of fully packaged private 5G LTE vertical solutions with clear articulation and division of responsibilities, your management, support, and so on and so forth. So these are some of the areas we all need to focus on to really build a viable business around private 5G LTE. And actually, that is the reason that we are so excited to partner with ONF on this, because the ONF's Ether platform aims to solve many of these issues in the community, and we are excited to partner with them on this initiative. More broadly, open source organizations like CNCF and ONF have a very key role to play in driving viability of 5G connected edge through vendor-neutral industry thought leadership, building open platforms and ecosystems, and bringing the industry together to rapidly prototype platforms and solutions. Now, I also want to add in a quick note on the go-to-market aspects of 5G connected edge solutions. Enterprises will consume either 5G LTE edge computing or they will want fully packaged solutions. So, for example, smart retail or connected warehouse or both. And then they want to consume this edge computing like the cloud. And they will be willing to pay a premium on top for edge driven benefits like latency and no upfront capex investment. Another key point is the revenue sharing between telco, say Google Cloud, and other stakeholders is a key aspect of monetization for the ecosystem. And go to market and support models will actually vary by solutions. Honestly, we have a fair bit of experimentation ahead of us in 2021 in this space. Hopefully, private 5G LTE stacks will become more enterprise size, both in form factor and pricing, thereby driving up their economic viability. And open platforms from ONF like Ether will speed up or maybe force this process. The bottom line is this: the key to success is to build useful solutions that solve for the three E's: economics, experience, which includes latency, ease of use, and more, for enterprise and verticals. And the solutions categories for the 5G connected edge obviously will continue to evolve. We didn't speak much about vendors and SIs yet. Actually, they are critical to the success of 5G connected edge. Many of the large vendors, especially those with sales channels, will consume the 5G connected edge to deliver their own services. Vendors and SIs will provide not just network functions like packet core and RAN, but also edge applications. One key point to note here is that leading vendors will need to invest and partner with others to make their offerings cloud native. So they need to demonstrate the appetite and actually follow through on that. And lastly, they will also provide packaging and go-to-market for 5G connected edge solutions. With all of the conversations around technology for and monetization of 5G connected edge, it is often easy to forget two critical aspects: experience and ease. If you take a broader view of where we are as an industry, we are just getting started and we have many things to solve together. While we are making great headway on creating consistent cloud native network and services platforms and evolving them, we need to do more to abstract out complexity and manage heterogeneity better. We need to get to the point where our networks, services, and slices automatically scale and optimize, are proactively secure, and effortless to administer and use. Take the effortless edge problems. Basically, the edge is distributed. Now, to harness the power of this distributed edge, I, as a telco, or as a public cloud provider, or as an enterprise, should be able to leverage any of these edges in addition to my own, based on my own business and technical requirements. I should be able to move my services from an edge it is deployed at to another edge, say to bring it closer to the end user or lower cost. I should also be able to deploy a service that spans multiple edges. I should be able to change services which are deployed across a variety of edges so I can leverage the best in class services from a variety of providers for my end customer or create a slice across the continuum. And I should be able to do all of this as easily as possible without having to know where the edges are and without needing deep technical knowledge. We need to solve this problem more broadly as an industry. Another similar problem to partner on is effortless network slicing at scale. So network slicing is happening in experimental setups and at small limited scale. But to fully unleash the monetization of network slicing, we are maybe missing a few abstraction layers. I'll describe one such capability. It is the ability to treat everything as a service. So let's say if you've got a service mesh and you've got services in a service mesh, it's very easy to treat them as services. But what about third-party opaque services or legacy services that sit outside the mesh or your old mainframe box? We have started the work on extending the service mesh abstraction and the service abstraction across all of these and also adding other capabilities. And to do this, we are collaborating with telcos, ISVs, enterprise customers, partners, and we also look forward to collaborating with many of you. So it is going to take the entire 5G connected edge ecosystem, which includes enterprises, telcos, public cloud providers like Google Cloud, partners including vendors, SIs, and open source orgs to unlock the 5G edge business opportunity. The time is really right to tap into this opportunity together. For the first time, there's a strong win win for telcos and public cloud providers like Google Cloud, driven by synergies and transformation to Telco Cloud and monetization via enterprise. Let's build on this momentum. Partners, so your ISVs, GSIs, are critical to the transformation and monetization. Let's also enable their transformation. Demand open. It's really about ease, economics, and choice, and contributing back to open source, including organizations like CNCF and ONF, is key. Also, preserving open interfaces for managed commercial products is also very key. We need to get to everything is a service. It will enable many things, including network slicing at scale. To do this, we need to push and expand paradigms like service mesh and ensure they're built for heterogeneity. As an industry, we are not known for abstracting out complexity. Let's fix this. Effortless specs, effortless networks, effortless edge, effortless services. These are very critical features we need to invest in. And with all of this, the 5G connected edge solutions need to reflect the diversity of our end users. And when we build them, we need to leverage global smarts, which means you and I, all of us, we need to do more to ensure women, blacks, and other underrepresented groups get to define, build, and lead these 5G edge connected initiatives in our orgs. We look forward to collaborating with the industry on 5G connected edge solutions for enterprise. These solutions will drive digital transformation across industries. So industries like retail, manufacturing, healthcare, gaming, transportation, banking, and finance. And the benefits of this transformation are bound to positively impact the experiences of customers, basically people like you and me. Thank you for listening, and it's been a pleasure talking to all of you. Thank you.